Suppressed listings. You log into your Amazon Seller Central account and you see, oh my gosh, my listings are down. What do I do? I will be covering how to troubleshoot this very common problem. My name is Stephen Pope and I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. So whenever you log in and see you've got a bunch of listings that've got problems, you need to start troubleshooting. And I'm going to walk you through a few of the techniques that I use to try and figure out a problem. And the problem that I saw on an account today, there were titles that had something in them that were suppressing the listing. So if you have this problem and you see a suppression, the first thing you want to do is click on the suppression. Now, I have since fixed these, which is why I have a picture in front of us. And if you go into the suppression, it should give you a red flag where the problem exists. Here's an example of what that could look like. So you go to the title here. It says product name. The title has prohibited phrases, which is against Amazon policy. Now, Amazon did announce title change guidelines almost a year ago. And in July of 2019, they started indicating that, hey, titles are going to go down to 50 characters. Less than a few days later, they then backed off of that and said, nope, just kidding, 200 characters, because there was massive outcry in the Amazon selling community. Well, I have not personally seen suppressions for anything besides images in the year 2020. I have not seen title suppressions until today, being May 21st, 2020. And long story short, what ended up being the problem was the word gift. This word right there, gift, was the problem. And I went through a bunch of things to troubleshoot, and I'll talk to you about all the different things I tried to figure this out. It took me a couple hours to crack this one. And when I finally started testing, I just started taking out random words one at a time on 22 different listings. Lo and behold, it ended up being the word gift, and I removed the word gift, and the moment I removed the word gift, it went from suppressed to active. Before I did this, I tried a bunch of other things. So first of all, these particular items were all grouped together in what's called a parentage. And so when you go to a live listing on Amazon, you can see what a parentage looks like. So I'll pull up one of them here. And so here you got a parentage just like this, and we did a color parentage on this one. And so the first thought I had was, hey, I did some parentage work the other day. Maybe it's the parent that's causing a problem. So I ended up deleting the parent. So I've since rebuilt that parentage, and it's currently matriculating. And normally when you go to a parentage with a color variation, you'll see a swatch of the item and currently see the word. That should update in the next 24 hours. Also, reviews, which are not currently combined, should combine over the next 48 hours. So you can see on some of the listings, it doesn't show the reviews. On other ones, it does. So anytime you work on parentage, you'll definitely be in for a little bit of heartburn as things update. So the first thing I tried was delete the parent, and then I let it sit for 15 minutes. Didn't fix it. So I then called Amazon. I was on hold for 15 minutes. Then they answered and hung up on me. So I called a second time, 20 minutes, and I gave up, and I was like, oh, I'll just start editing titles. So I started editing titles, and I just did random title edits. So on one listing, I was like, what if it's the title length? You know, back to that 2019 update. So I limited the title down to like 5 words, and it fixed it. And I was like, interesting. Well, it turns out I had removed the word gift when I cut it down to 5 words. So that was the real reason. So I edited a few more listings and did various changes. I cut one word here. On other ones, I got rid of the commas. On other ones, I got rid of the dashes, the periods, random words as I went about editing this. And so I called Amazon a third time. And by the time I had this third phone call, I didn't have any of them fixed yet. I finally got through to somebody. So it does often take multiple phone calls to get through seller support. Very frustrating process. And when I finally got through, they reviewed it, and the seller support agent that reviewed it had no idea what the suppression was. Could not figure it out, put me on hold, talked to a colleague, 20 minutes later came back, still had no idea. And she's like, just wait 24 hours, and if it's still suppressed, call us back. Which is basically code for, I have no idea how to help you, good luck, right? And so, which I hate those kinds of answers. Seller support lets you down all the time. That was one of those moments. So I was like, okay, cool, thanks, and then hung up. I didn't try when they give you an answer like that, there's no point in arguing. Just hang the phone up, right? Go file another ticket and see if you can get additional information. So I filed another ticket, but I didn't call back in. I just left the ticket as an email ticket that time to see what would happen. Now, this is a couple hours later. They still haven't responded to that ticket. So sometimes when you ticket, you're going to fix your problem before you get an answer from seller support, right? Frustrating, I know, common, very common. So, all right, so I then started editing more of the titles, made various changes, and finally I was like, what if it's the word gift? So I removed the word gift from one listing, and instantly it was fixed. So then I did the same thing on 5 more listings, instantly fixed. And I was like, okay, I finally cracked it. It's the word gift, removed it from all 22 listings. Now, I have other products on this account that still have the word gift that are not suppressed. And then then the question becomes, cool, so do I just remove the word gift proactively, or do I wait for another suppression potentially? And there's no right or wrong answer to that question. Anytime you make a catalog detail page change on your listings, you run risk, right? So this is all about risk mitigation. And so anytime you do a parentage update, anytime you make brand name changes, title changes, you run a risk. And I am typically, in 2019, I was like aggressive. I'd make all kinds of changes. In 2020, I am very risk averse now. Amazon has entered the maturity phase of its product lifecycle, and that means that they are going to shoot first, ask questions later, and you're better off being cautious. So I highly recommend that you take cautious actions. Don't make mass changes to your catalog ever. Make small changes. Now, back-end detail changes like keywords, anything that's not front-facing, very safe to make mass changes on. But when it comes to front-facing things, just be very careful. This is even more important in certain categories. Anything related to health and wellness, you need to make sure anything on your front-facing list is super careful. Go through it with a fine tooth and comb. Make sure nothing is out of reach for Amazon to go after you for health claims, FDA. Don't use the word FDA anywhere on your listings today. We're seeing lots and lots of listings getting taken down by Amazon for that. Even if you're FDA registered, it's not worth it. Don't even include it. Be very, very cautious on the things you include. So that's how I troubleshoot. So just to recap, I called Amazon, didn't get help. I then started randomly making changes to the account. I deleted a parentage, that didn't help. Ended up rebuilding the parentage. I then started making random title changes and finally caught it. It was the word gift. So be careful. Review the Amazon policies. By the way, I went and looked at the title policy. So if you just go to Amazon Seller Central title guidelines, right, and look it up, and you can see all their rules here. Titles must not exceed 200 characters. Don't have the word free shipping. 100% quality guaranteed. Must not contain characters that for decoration, such as that list. Must contain product identifying information such as hiking boots or umbrella. Right now, there are no mentions of the word gift in that, so not super helpful. And let's click on their additional title guideline list here. So I'm just going to do Control F for the word gift. It's not anywhere on here, right? So clearly the Amazon policies are not necessarily sufficient for you to help you know how to make your listings compliant. It is often a guessing game, but there is a long list of things that they don't like like don't use all caps, for example. They want numerals instead of the word to. There's a lot of random things. And I'll put a list of all of these. I'll put a link to all of these rules inside of the description. Check it out. Let me know if you're experiencing any suppressions, what caused you headaches, what caused you heartburn. This is definitely the sort of thing that you just wake up to one day and you're like, gosh dang it, Amazon. Super frustrating. It's always good to have a friend or a colleague or a consultant like my Amazon guy in your back pocket. We can come in here and figure this stuff out. We see trends. So if you're experiencing problems, contact us at myamazonguy.com. There's a really special service that we now offer. It's called listing reinstatement. And if you have any issues whatsoever, you're seeing the sorry we can't find your page dog photo, you need to call us. For $500, we'll get your listing reinstated. We usually average this less than 5 business days, many of which we fix in the first 24, 48 hours, depending on what it is. But there are other more complicated ones that do take longer. So leave a comment on this video with any feedback you might have or observations, and we appreciate you watching. Subscribe to My Amazon Guy today. Thanks.